A stun combo opens them up for a point-blank pistol shot to the face. Do enough damage, and you can eventually trigger an execution finisher. These are gloriously gory, with the chainsword cutting its way through flesh and bone in a spray of blood that repaints your blue marine red. But the real prize is the replenishment.
He literally ripped off his arm, the blade arm.
Yeah.
And stabbed him with it, picked him up and slammed him. What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm Jay.
I'm High Guy.
And today we're watching Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, the first preview. And we're late. We've been had this one since it came out, but you know what I'm saying? We've been dealing with some stuff. But hey, you know, there's not animation today. You know, we about to stay at the new game because, like, remember, we was thinking about getting this joint.
Yeah, we don't. Is it on a Xbox or?
It's on. I think it's on all. I think it's on all consoles.
Okay.
But we gonna have to check. But hey, we might not be able to get it because like some stuff came up, and so we gonna be bad, bro.
There's so much games.
You know what I'm saying? We was trying to get Mortal Kombat. We was playing. We was saving up, but like something came up, bro. Something big too. So we're gonna be bad, broke. This kind of sucks. Yeah. But hey. This game of fire, you know what I'm saying? We about to step up and get this joint.
It better to be like as good as like Warhammer lore, kind of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I heard they said this is like up to 3 players too. Like it's co-op, like so split screen. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, this gonna be fire. But hey, you know, let's get into the video. That would be hard.
You're literally fighting this alien?
The chainsword is one of my favourite weapons in all of science fiction. It has the form factor of a medieval longsword, but the blade is made up of dozens of chainsaw teeth that rip and tear into flesh. In a single strike, it captures both the gothic aesthetic and violent excess.
This is a better version of War Z.
And this weapon is the brutal, snarling heart of the long-awaited Space Marine 2.
Oh, you can do executions? Oh, that's hard.
Okay.
Oh, that's hard. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Way better than
I recently played an hour of the sequel to what many consider
like
to be
better
the best
version of
Warhammer 40k action game ever made. And from what I've seen, it appears that new developer Saber Interactive definitely
I'm sorry, I don't know if I can hear me. I said this is like a better version of War Z and also Aliens Fire Team. I think it looked like a very better version of that.
This is the exact angle of how you shoot in Gears of War.
Yeah, even though they say this came first.
Stands what made the 2011 original, created by Relic Entertainment, work so well.
This is hard,
Space Marine 2 is a shooter melee.
Oh, that's hard. That grab is
somewhere
so
between
nice.
Gears of War and Doom, a linear third-person campaign filled with intense, gory monster battles. Unlike its predecessor, it appears to be unapologetically straightforward in its pursuit of increasingly bloody encounters against overwhelming odds. The mission I played, aptly named Invasion, had me carve a path of corpses through jungle swamps and concrete bunkers during the early stages of an alien attack. The invading Tyranids arrive in swarms, courtesy of Saber's impressive World War Z engine, which can render 1,000 enemies on screen. A tidal wave of raptor-like hormagaunts, supported by handfuls of imposing warriors, crash against barricades and buildings. They even clamber over each other to form writhing towers that scale sheer walls. While at range your guns will easily tear these crowds apart, there's simply not enough ammunition in the galaxy to hose them all down before they break through your line of fire. That's where Space Marine 2 switches into melee mode, and the satisfying strikes of its chainsword come into play. Shooting feels sturdy and powerful, but it's in the middle of blood-soaked brawls that Space Marine 2 really comes alive.
They have a combat system.
Saber has put together a well-judged melee system that has depth thanks to combos, parries, and dodges, but is still simple enough for you to largely revel in the slaughter. The smaller hormagaunts are essentially powerless against your strikes. Those that try to leap at your face can be caught mid-air and slammed into the ground for an instant kill. But the sheer number of them means they can gnaw away at your armor. Should they break through, they'll be able to damage your precious health bar, which is primarily replenished with rarely found medical kits. Staying alive in the midst of these hordes then is not quite as easy as it first seems for your 8 feet tall, armor-clad Ultramarine. This is where Space Marine 2's executions come into play. They're a bit like Doom's glory kills. If you can perform a brutal execution move on an enemy, part of your 4-segment armor bar is replenished. The bigger and nastier the enemy, the more armor you regain. And so when fights in my demo began, I instantly sought out the bigger warriors. They're a much more imposing challenge. With arms made of swords, they make for a proper duel. Parries are vital, as is watching out for unblockable attacks that you need to dodge. Performing a good counter or a stun combo opens them up for a point-blank pistol shot to the face. Do enough damage, and you can eventually trigger an execution finisher. These are gloriously gory, with the chainsword cutting its way through flesh and bone in a spray of blood that repaints your blue marine red. But the real prize is the replenishment.
He literally ripped off his arm, the blade arm.
Yeah.
And stabbed him with it, picked him up and slammed him. That's hard.
One thing I would say though, about these games, like these games with these counter systems, these cool counter systems. Why does it updates? They don't like think of like, yo,
adding more.
I never seen a game add more executions.
Yeah, you know, I also feel like it's like different types of enemies.
Yeah,
like that would be cool if they add a whole different version. Like okay, like I know there's a tier this, but if they added just orcs, it's a whole different battle system.
I think we saw orcs though.
I mean, they only been fighting Tyranids.
Yeah.
But it'll be a whole different battle system if they just added orc, or they just keep adding some joints
nomads,
like chaos Marine, like you're fighting chaos.
So Netflix demons.
Like amen. They need to hire us, bro.
That keeps you in the fight.
They really do.
Boy, that's the best one.
So appears the flow of Space Marine 2. With so few medic packs in the demo mission, I desperately needed to keep my armor topped up. In the latter half of my hands-on, I had just a smidge of health left, and so my survival completely hinged on my ability to keep those executions coming. It altered how I approached each encounter. I'd thin out a crowd with bursts of gunfire and grenades, but ensure plenty of targets remained alive so I could charge into melee and perform those executions. It made the entire second half of the mission a tense battle for survival. My Ultramarine's life quite literally depended on tearing the guts out of disgusting Tyranids. What I'd like to see next is how that melee system scales and evolves with different enemy types. This demo was pulled from the campaign's second mission and featured just 2 main Tyranid types plus some exploding poison bugs. But Games Workshop, the company behind the Warhammer 40,000 universe, sells over 25 different Tyranid creatures for the tabletop game, and there's
Tyranids are hard.
While I love the horde effects created by the Hormagaunts and the melee duels with the warriors, they're likely not enough to sustain an entire campaign. My hope is that the story frequently offers new challenges via bigger and stranger Tyranids, such as the towering hive tyrants and flying gargoyles. If each type of Tyranid builds on the melee and shooting fundamental,
a whole new fraction as well. A whole new if they came out with a big old update, like it's like a kind of like they can come out with updates like update here, you know what I'm saying, update some cool stuff, some skins, different different space marines, like they can come out with new update with different space marines.
Yeah.
And different enemies, like a whole, and it's a whole. Instead of them riding up top of each other, it's a whole different battle system. Like that would be so freaking hard,
bro. That would be hard to freaking do as well.
It would be hard to do.
Then I think Space Marine 2 will avoid exhausting itself within a few missions and prove a real blast. While the range to melee combat cycle kept me engaged throughout the demo, the constant love for the 40k universe had me delighted. Saber clearly knows its stuff. Your protagonist, Lieutenant Titus, wears lore-accurate Primaris armor. He fights alongside a regiment of Cadian guardsmen outfitted with lasguns and basilisk cannons pulled straight from the tabletop. The Tyranids are a hive mind, and so killing the more senior warriors stuns surrounding enemies as their synaptic connections are severed. And across just one mission, I used almost every type of modern bolt gun, from the basic rifle to the tactical carbine and the turret-like heavy bolter. Each has a different firing pattern and effective range, which made them distinct despite each using the same explosive ammunition. For more devastating results, I had to play around with a melter gun, which evaporated dozens of Tyranids in a single trigger pull. It made me excited to see how many other wild weapons from the setting are included in the full campaign. Fingers crossed for a Neo-Volkite pistol.
I do not know what that is.
Best of all, every weapon I picked up was a good old-fashioned shooter gun. No stats, no mods, no power levels. You pick them up, pull the trigger, and the alien splatters across the ground. This is definitely a modern iteration of Space Marine thanks to the melee combat, but in this mission at least, the uncomplicated spirit of late 2000s campaigns
I don't want the chainsaw sword, I want the knife.
I've been waiting for Space Marine 2 for over a decade. For 40k fans, it's a pretty big deal. It's a big deal for Games Workshop too. The latest edition of tabletop Warhammer 40,000 is also focused on the war between the Space Marines and the Tyranids. This game is at the very center of the universe.
There's more stuff going on than any other game. Like
there's so much stuff going on. Like you just it makes you feel like you're just in a war-driven place.
In the zombie game, see why is not zombies jumping off rooftops, all this other stuff, bro? In this game,
World War Z, they kind of made it super simple. Yeah, super simple. They're gonna come from this corner. But like in this, it just seems like when they come out, like you just feel you just feel
crazy, all the crazy.
Like the way how they swarm, they come out like some like they come out like a little bit at first, but it's like they just swarm. It's a legit swarm.
They're definitely better than blood. What is it?
But I think that faith may be rewarded. I really like what I've seen so far. A solid balance between the simple linear shooters of yesteryear and the complex melee fighters of today. An entire campaign of what I played in the demo risks becoming repetitive, but there's an entire universe of weapons, enemies, and concepts to build a varied set of missions around. I hope that's what Saber has done, because as my Primaris lieutenant stomped up a ramp made of 1,000 Tyranid corpses, it was clear that Space Marine 2 has at the very least fully captured the all the way over there of the fearless Adeptus Astartes.
Explosions.
For more from Space Marine 2, check out the latest trailer. And
hey man, yo, shout out to them, bro. This game actually does look very fire. Look very fire, bro.
If you liked it, Black for Blood, any of those games, you gotta cop this. Like, yo, I don't care if you Warhammer fan or nothing.
You like Gears of War, you like War Z. W cop, instant cop, bro. You know what I'm saying? We would cop it if we had somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our pocket look kind of short right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
so much games, bro.
So much games, and also just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just life, you know what I'm talking about. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Yo, W video. I hope like it's something different, like, you know, reacting some game footage. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Hey, y'all told us to react to some game footage, but y'all told us to react to some stuff we already seen. But this is some new joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we haven't seen this. Like this joint hard. Hey,
best of its kind, I believe, in my opinion. And we haven't seen more of it, but even like from this little clip, it's hard. It's better than
it's hard, bro. Dude, the knife, I'm telling you, put it at work with that knife. Like the chainsaw look cool. Like it look cool. It's a cool weapon when he's holding it. But I feel like when you start,
the knife is so unique.
Oh, bro, like I can't wait till they like the electric. They need that electric axe joint, bro. Like they need like my space will need to be in here. You know what I'm talking? But
like some berserk film type joint, make you go crazy.
Cause there's like in 40K, like they better have a variety of melee weapons, like the claws, like the person with the hand claws, the axe, the hammer, the electric hammer. Like there need to be a variety of melee weapons. Cause half of the battle is melee. Variety of like. I don't really know about variety of handguns because they really, you know, use that much different. But like melee weapons, I see a whole bunch of different melee weapons.
Different effects on handguns to be good though. Like a laser rifle probably.
Yeah.
Boom, hit that joint.
But hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like the video, already do like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Other than that, bro, peace, bro. He literally ripped off his arm, the blade arm.
Yeah.
And stabbed him with it, picked him up and slammed him. That's hard.
One thing I would say though,